Kim Bateman.
Yo!
My mother always said if I didn't have anything good to say, she's going to be inducted by Robyn Bird.
Hi, everybody. So when I got the call, it's a privilege to be here to help induct Kim into the Hall of Fame. And when I got the call to say, Kim's being inducted in the Hall of Fame, would you mind inducting her? My mind went through great stories that I had. And then I realized most of them were inappropriate to tell. So I really racked my brain. You know, we've all seen Kim's shooting expertise. We've seen how good she is. We've seen how many trophies she was. But what really comes to mind is Chris, I don't know who he is, but Kim's passion for the sport and how passionate she is about getting people involved in the sport. And so when I went through my mind, it really came back to the day that I met Kim in 2003 at the Southern Grand. I had just started shooting the ATA. It was my first major shoot that I'd ever been to in my life. I was overwhelmed. I was a bad shooter. And I met Kim Bateman. Kim took me under her wing that day, and she started asking me a bunch of questions about how good was I, which I wasn't very good, and all of these things, what kind of gun did I shoot, and things of that nature. And we drove around, and she took the time out of her day to show me the Southern Grand and show me how things work. In the meantime, we ran into some gentleman. Keep in mind, I'm a brand new shooter. I don't know who anybody is. And she convinced this gentleman that he should give me a private lesson on the practice track. I'm pretty embarrassed because I'm a new shooter, but Kim's convincing. If she's ever wanted y'all to do something, she is convincing. So back to my camper we go to get a gun, and Mark is standing there, and I'm like, I don't really want to do this. I don't know who these people are, and Kim walks up to Mark and says that Frank Hoppy is willing to give Robyn a private lesson at the practice track. Kim didn't have to do that. Kim didn't have to go out of her way to make me feel at home, but she did. I have hundreds of stories like this over the last 14 years that I could share with you. Kim has sat next to scorekeepers here on the line that were uncomfortable scoring through squad after squad till they were comfortable. Kim has stopped squads, or not stopped squads. She has stopped while we were changing squads in order to help junior shooters and to help parents get them situated. That's who Kim is. Kim's passionate. She wants to share her passion with everybody that she comes in to play with, and she wants everybody to have that same passion. And that's why she's a Hall of Famer in my book. But that's not to discount what Kim has accomplished over the last 20 years. Kim is a 14-time state team. Kim has been on the All-American team 5 times. This year, she is ranked second in Lady 2 composite average with a composite average of 92.06. She has won 16 Grand American trophies, including the Ladies Grand American Handicap, the Ladies 2 Single Championship, and the High Overall. This was obviously before this week. She had won 55 state trophies throughout the Colonial Classic and the state shoot. She reached the 27-yard line in 2002. She also holds 2 major records here at the PSSA, one including a 391 at the high all-around, and she is one of 4 women to break a 200 by 200 at the PSF Singles Championship. I'm proud to stand here today and induct Kim Bateman into the Hall of Fame.
She's a great squad mate too, along with Phil and my husband, who I couldn't do any of this without. He's provided me the opportunity to shoot all these 20 years. I'm crying, you said your name. I led up to it. I led up to it.
Yeah, you did.
I want to thank the Hall of Fame committee for inducting me. It's quite a privilege to be on the wall with these are great shooters. I never considered myself a great shooter, but I guess I had enough points, so. I also want to thank Giacomo Sporting and Danny and his wife, Daniela, for taking care of my gun all these years. Fern Brown at Precision Fit Stocks, who's provided me with my stock all these years, and everybody keeps it all working for me. And I also want to thank my dear friends Ron and Linda Melanie for my room down at the Southern Inn. Thank you, everybody, for this privilege. I have no speech, and that's it.
Thank you. Thank you. Randy, shut up.
Okay, but obviously we had two great and very worthwhile inductees this year. A lot of very worthwhile state team members and all the other awards. I thank you for coming here this evening. I thank you for participating in the 125th state